Oh man, it is colder than I thought it was. So right now, we're doing two things at once. Alright, so the first thing we're doing is we're filming a vlog. This is my cheat sheet. This is my pointers so I don't forget what to talk about. That's how much I can't remember things. And then right now we're also simultaneously on our way to my buddy James's house to help him remove some tree branches slash limbs slash trees. I don't know. We're doing some tree maintenance. And so yeah, we're vlogging and we're going to my buddy James's. Today's topic is, how many motorcycles have I had? We're also gonna take this like kind of potentially illegal fun way. There's no signage that says I can't be over here. See, I've had a lot of bikes. You may be noticing that I'm on a new bike, or at least new to me. How much water is in it? Is it a lot of water? Oh, it does. It looks like a lot of water. It's peep game. It's a good bit of water. Think we could swing it? We either have to cross the water or ride on the highway. All right, you think we got it? I think we got it. Well, this is as good a time as any to mention the first bike on the list. My very first motorized two-wheeled thing that I ever owned was the camo color scheme Honda Ruckus. Oh yeah, this is cake. Oh yeah, that was literally nothing. So that first Ruckus that I ever had, unfortunately, like the second or third night that I owned the thing, it got stolen from a parking spot in my apartment complex. It was just before I knew this was my first bike. I didn't know, and yeah, they just ganked it. I was all bummed, and my buddy James, I should mention this. He's a rider. He's an avid rider. He's been riding for a long time. He's always trying to get other people to ride. You know, he's very supportive of that. So yeah, I was all sad about my bike getting stolen, and I really wanted to get another one, and I was like, man, I want another bike so bad, and blah, and I found a good deal, and I asked James, I was like, yo, dude, could you maybe like give me a small personal loan, essentially, you know, to help get this bike? And James, being the sweetheart motorcyclist that he is, of course he did. Oh, well, I mean, what's wrong with this? There's nothing wrong with this, right? So yeah, James agreed to do it. I got that second Ruckus. I drove all the way to Kyle, which is like an hour south from where I live. Bought it from a young kid who was about to get deployed, so it was a good deal. And I didn't know at the time that the drain bolt on it was fucked. They had cracked the case where the drain bolt goes in, and so the case was cracked. I probably shouldn't park on this side, huh? Danger zone! So yeah, anyway, somebody had like over-torqued the drain bolt, and so they cracked the case, and so every time you changed the oil, you had to re-JB weld the drain bolt. And I was like, no way, so we replaced the motor with a used motor. But yeah, so that was the second bike. So two Ruckuses. The first one got stolen. The second one had a bad motor, but I kept it for a long time. We'll get to the third one here in a minute after I help James trim these trees. Siam. Lynn! Lynn! Alright. Next, I bought a Honda Metropolitan. If I remember correctly, it was a 2005 Honda Metropolitan. It was red and white. It was badass. Ended up customizing that thing a lot. Super great. One of my favorite bikes ever. After that, I bought another Ruckus. I bought the Met kind of as another project, but also as a reliable scooter. And the same thing with that next Ruckus. I bought both of those to just kind of have like reliable go-to bikes. That's the one bike that I don't have pictures of, if I'm not mistaken, is that one. And it was just a regular black Ruckus. It was kind of stripped down. It was pretty bare bones, pretty standard, nothing crazy special or awesome or anything. After that, I ended up finishing that 150 swap on the Ruckus with the bad motor. It was the one that had the green battery box that I got from Kyle. Ended up using that as the base for my swap project. So yeah, and then I had my swapped 150cc GY6 Ruckus, which was a great bike. So then after that, I had a little bit of a taste for speed, but I was tired of the lack of reliability with my GY6 swap. I had a lot of problems with it, hardly ever got to ride it for like how long I owned it. So I got rid of that, sold it, and then I went and bought a stock Zuma 125 from a nice elderly lady. And then so I had that stock Zuma 125 for a long time. Never really modified it very heavily. I did a couple things like a fender eliminator. And I added like a little glove compartment sort of thing. That ended up getting stolen and eventually recovered repaired it as best as I could, and I ended up, while I had the Zuma, I bought another Ruckus, because I missed Ruckuses, because they're really cool. And this was just a little cheap used yellow Ruckus. I sold that very shortly after having it, and then oh yeah, so I bought the Grom. And so that was when a lot of things changed. The Grom was my first motorcycle. Where did I come out of the woods? Is it right here? There it is. So yeah, then I bought the Grom. The Grom was my first motorcycle. I had it for, I don't know, a couple thousand miles. Crossing the creek again here. So yeah, I had the Grom for like a few thousand miles. Try not to get my feet wet. And I eventually, because I'd never had a bigger motorcycle, the Grom was my first motorcycle. It was only a 125. I wanted more, so I got on Craigslist and put an ad out to sell or trade the Grom. Ended up trading it for a 2009 Kawasaki KLX 250 dual sport. And that was definitely one of my favorite bikes that I've ever owned. I had the KLX for a while. While I had the KLX, I ended up buying another broken down Ruckus, kind of trying to like work on it a little bit. Got it running, ended up selling it to a college kid. It didn't have it very long, not very long at all, didn't ride it a lot. Then what happened? Oh yeah, then I sold my sweet Metropolitan, which I kind of regret sometimes. And I bought my Honda Helix, which was a great bike. Loved that bike, another favorite. And ended up stripping the splines on a crank on that. And so ended up selling it, I didn't have $400 or $500 to dump into the bike for a new crank. So that didn't work out. Sold the Helix. And let's see, where did we go from there? We sold the Helix. Oh, and then I sold the KLX, and I bought my first sport bike, which was a Suzuki RF 900R. It was fast. It was a 900. It was basically a liter. I think the displacement came out to like 9 something. I want to say it was like 9. I really want to say the true displacement was 934. Yeah, I had that for a while. I got caught doing 120 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone, and so I got rid of it. Yeah, we're definitely riding across this very muddy, rocky land bridge. Because why not? I can't think of a reason why not. So yeah, I got caught doing 120 and a 60, and I had already been trying to get rid of the bike for a while at that point because I knew that I couldn't ride it less than like 80 miles an hour at like any given time. So I didn't want to get in trouble. I knew it wasn't safe. I needed to get rid of the bike because I couldn't control myself. So I did, and I ended up trading that RF 900R straight up trade for a, man, what year was it? I want to say it was a 1996 Kawasaki KLR 650. Let's go this way. Yeah, traded that straight up for a KLR, which, I mean, fuck yeah, KLR. It was kind of ratty. It wasn't in the best shape. That was my second dual sport, and I went from the 900 to the KLR because not only I knew that I couldn't control my speed, or couldn't keep myself from riding too fast. I could control the bike. I wasn't dangerous. I just rode too fast all the damn time, and I knew I needed to stop. Yeah, the KLR, obviously, you stay pretty out of trouble on a KLR. So yeah, the KLR. What did we do with the KLR? KLR we sold. That's right. We sold the KLR to buy my MacBook Pro. It's pretty crucial to the channel, crucial to the career in photography that I'm trying to pursue. You know, video and photo editing, you really need a good computer. I had a terrible computer, so bought a custom built MacBook Pro, had it built, ordered it for pickup at the Apple Store. It's a great computer. I have no complaints. I love it. A little Instagram action. So yeah, then sold the KLR. Oh yeah, I had my Dylem Delfino 100cc two-stroke scooter, which I've got a short video about and a few videos of me riding it, a couple of vlogs with me riding it. I still have that bike, actually. It's just not currently running. And that was all I had for a while, and I had intermittent problems with it, and it's not technically street legal currently, so I wasn't really riding it all the time, and I didn't really have a bike to necessarily ride. The next bike I bought was my 2013 Zuma 125. It was the blue one that you've seen in most of my recent videos, and I have sold that bike. I have sold it. This is the first announcement that I'm making of having sold it. What I have replaced it with is this 2008 Yamaha XT250, which is a great bike, and it's my buddy's old bike, Woodchuck. So if you guys have ever watched Woodchuck, you may recognize this bike. You may not, because it's all black now. It was not black when he had it. It was white, and then I believe it was white and purple, or some sort of purple color scheme. I forget the exact color scheme. He had it there for a little while. And so that brings us to present day. We're here on the XT250. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Take care, guys. Ride safe. Try as many bikes as you can. Yeah, do that.